Good morning, it is Matt Rogers. It is now the 26th of the 4th, 2020. Now, I've gone back to this telescope, this virtual telescope project that is based in Rome. Now, something sprang to mind as well with this asteroid. This object again, asteroid 1998 OR2. Now, it is about 7.5 million miles away from us at the moment. Now, that is about 12 million kilometers. Now, the reason why I'm explaining about this asteroid, folks, is because if you look to this area, it is dead center of the screen. But indeed as well, we normally see flybys of asteroids and comets. But indeed this object again is staying dead center. You can notice the stars that are moving to the right hand side. But this object is heading on an elliptical orbit, folks. It is heading straight towards us. Is it in view sight in the same area of our Earth in its orbit? This object is straight towards view sight, folks. That is a worrying thought because again, the object is not moving across the skies. It is showing to be much greater in size and it's heading towards us, meaning how far away in astronomical terms will it fly by us? Again, that is quite disturbing, folks, to see this image, just like what we're witnessing on the screen here. It isn't moving across the star system. It is just heading towards us. Just something to think about as well, folks. Okay, we have a diagram here as well of the asteroid 1998 OR2. Look how close it gets towards our Earth, folks, as well. This is very unusual. Let me just move the diagram to this area. Look at this, folks. Here we have 1998 OR2. Here is Earth, folks, and we've got this object as well, the red object that is visible as well towards this area. Now, indeed, that is a close, very close flyby. Did they know that this object from months back was going to approach Earth this close? All of a sudden they brought out the news. So indeed it is so worth to keep an eye on the skies around about the 29th of April. That is only a few days away, folks. This is going to be very interesting. Okay, now this is different, folks. What we're seeing is an asteroid flyby. It is going past through our solar system. Now, this was dated October the 26th, 2017 at the Astrophysics Research Institute of Liverpool. But again, what you're seeing is the diagram of an object of a flyby. But this object that we are looking at for April 29th, 2020 is different, folks. It's heading towards us. Here we have another capture as well that was December 2001. Another safe flyby, folks. Astronomical formations of a heavenly body, an asteroid moving past our Earth. They go on to say as well, in Puerto Rico, they've been studying this asteroid since April 8th and travelling through space at 19,461 miles per hour. Now, they're using this high resolution radar image that we can see and witness on the screen. They explain as well that the addition confirming the asteroid's size is 2 kilometers wide and maybe twice as long. Now indeed, they're explaining as well, maybe twice as long. Now they've got the equipment to know exactly the size and width and length of this object, but they always come out with words, don't they? Maybe. They know full well that this huge chunk of rock is absolutely massive, folks. It could cause devastation towards our Earth. And indeed again, we are all tracking it, folks. So please again, notice through this radar imagery in high resolution that the object hasn't got a tail because it's not like a flyby. This formation of an object, this asteroid 1998 OR2 is travelling at a considerable speed as well, like they stated, 19,461 miles per hour, folks. And it's heading towards us. So, in astronomical terms, when it gets closer to us, how far away would it show? I think we're all going to see this, folks. It's going to be very interesting. Okay, now we're starting to see very similar formations again, much clearer towards the skies. Now again, look at the cloud systems below. We are seeing refractions of sunlight to the other side. So the sun is in view sight behind us, but we're picking up another object of interest towards the northern skies. We see a mist of cloud systems as well, but definitely above as well we're seeing something very peculiar, in particular this area of view sight. Let me just zoom in, because now we're starting to see craters and formations on this heavenly body. Look at this, folks. There is now sightings of these lines appearing through the early morning rise. What are we witnessing on the screen here, folks? Okay, indeed we've got a better view as well of this heavenly body that is lurking towards the northern skies. Now, local time at 13:59, 04 seconds. It is of today's date, on the 26th of the 4th, 2020, and the other picture describes a valuable explanation as we see the colours, refractions of light from this object reflecting on those formations of clouds. And then we start to see a sky becoming red in the background, a huge crater that is showing as well below the front area of this heavenly body. Now, this is even more very interesting as well, as because we see the local time at 13:47 p.m. Look what we're viewing on the exact area view sight in a different place, where we notice an object. Look at it behind these formations again, folks, covering up. You notice as well it's being covered up, smoked out area of where we see this red formation again, like a heavenly body, folks. Here is the other two interesting pictures. In particular as well, we notice, don't we, the red refraction of light across the horizon. It is still there, folks. Again, towards the afternoon skies at 13:07, there is that formation again, a large red formation. I'm going to go to the other picture as well, because indeed we see the two pictures so evident as well of this orbiting object as well, rotating through the skies. And then we start to see a misted out aerial view sight smudging out the absolute truth. Okay, I had an email as well that came in from a couple of people as well that's based in Alaska. They're explaining as well, viewing this object quite a few number of days now, brightening up towards the skies. Again, in particular, around about 1 p.m. Now, is this the asteroid of 1998, OR2? Again, look at the formation in detail. Let me just move the cursor towards where we see this strange bright anomaly. Look at the area here, folks. A red refraction of light that is beaming like a dragon, folks. There is an object definitely in the center of this formation, like a huge chunk of rock. Again, are we viewing the object at random times now, heading towards us? Now, I explained at the beginning of the video as well that at the point of view that we saw as well from that diagram of the same object that was heading towards us, it was not a flyby, folks. There is no debris or anything that is showing evident to the side of the object moving away across our skies like another normal asteroid we saw again on the video evidence of 2001. Now, in particular with this object again, it is growing greater in size because this area of this formation, we didn't see this rock as big on photography now. It was just a dot, but now we're starting to see a large formation now, folks. Is this the asteroid? Again, it is worrying, isn't it? Because it's heading towards us. Okay, what we're viewing now is the South Pole Telescope, the SPT. It is a 10-meter diameter telescope located down at the South Pole, taking improvement advanced pictures using radio waves as well, optical system in infrared. So it is able to collect and connect as well data through the sky systems, picking up cool stars and other objects of interest. Let's take a look at some of these interesting images that have been collected for many long years. Okay folks, we've got one of these pictures of interest as well, using radio frequency in the signature spectrum of infrared. Now look at this formation here. We see Venus, but again down below we've got an object as well. Now this picture of interest as well was taken over a couple of weeks. Now look at this formation. Can you see how it moves suddenly from one part to another? What we're picking up is signatures of a large celestial body, folks, a planet or something very big and greater in size. Are we noticing again Planet X, a large celestial body? Can you see the way it moves as well? It is moving in a different orbit, folks, on a elliptical orbit. See our known heavenly bodies where you'll see Venus at the top of the diagram as well. It is in a normal orbit in our known solar system. So indeed again, it is a picture taken from the SPT telescope, direct viewpoint as well, of something that is moving across where it's being picked up towards the southern hemisphere, folks. Okay, what's happened here as well, we've placed a green cursor around the object as well of interest. Notice how it moves strangely across the skies. This technology again, the SPT telescope, is a tracker. It tracks cool stars, folks. Now this is quite astonishing as well. We're going back to the object of interest, this huge asteroid, for the 29th of April this month of 2020, looking towards the star system. It is in the same area of view sight, towards in the background, the Kuiper Belt. So indeed, what sort of object again of a heavenly body has broken into the Kuiper Belt? And now we're seeing huge asteroids, bigger asteroids that we haven't seen or have been reported for many long years. Now we're noticing this object in the same direction. If you think about this as well, comparing it to other stars of greater in size, the formation of this heavenly body that is moving on a elliptical orbit, the size of it as well. What size are we looking at of this large object heading towards the area of view sight to our orbit, the Earth? Okay, we've got a picture that's coming from Keith from New Orleans in the United States of America. He's pointed out, using technology, an infrared telescope, which he has, and he's pointed out towards the far left hand side of view sight of the Sun, and noticed a large celestial object like an asteroid. So bright as well, you can indeed on the photograph see the tail of this object. Look at the formation here, like a huge glowing rock. An amazing capture. Thank you for sending this in to us. Okay folks, thank you for watching the broadcast. I'm going to build another video, a documentary about hidden reality of deep underground military bases, other truthers that spoke about this reality, folks, of the amount of our money that has gone into building these cities deep underground. Now, the truth to be said, are they actually doing this? Have they prepared for many long years of this huge event towards what we're seeing, and now even for today? Now the reason why I'm saying this as well is because we've had over 26 emails from truthers across many countries across the world explain about these deep military underground bases and the existence of these big underground cities, folks. How much money again has gone into this? Think about it. Are we seeing now the government that is heading underground because of what is happening? We can see governments worrying about the reality of what's happening now. Something has to be said about this. We also had an email as well from Christopher, based in Pittsburgh. He sent an email explaining, Matt, do you know entire cities are being built underground? Now again, we have to be open-minded with the emails that come through and also the information that is being said. Again as well, these underground cities, what you're seeing on these photographs, they look as if now they're preparing, folks. They look brand new, reinstalled underground facilities. And indeed we have spoken about as well of these huge chunks of rock, asteroids that have kicked through the Kuiper Belt, and they are reporting that they are massive in size and they move extremely fast as well, folks. Is there a connection? Think about this. We had another email as well. Chris from Croydon in Great Britain explained, Matt, these deep underground military bases are built for the elites, also known as the Illuminati. Now, that is news to me as well, so again, I'm just speaking out through emails that come through. Now, these numbers are climbing of what is happening today as well, folks. This coronavirus. And indeed, again, it is a worrying thought, isn't it? I suggest everybody as well to keep safe, stay at your homes as well, because again, there's nothing we can do. But this is absolutely different, folks. In our lifetime, we've never seen this before. Now, another new source would like to remain anonymous for email, saying, Matt, there is lots of vehicles heading in and out of these complexes as well, these deep military underground bases, full of cargo, full of stock, and indeed there is lots of security. These places now are being held as complexes for the rich. Why are they opening these complexes? Why are we seeing trucks still to this very day going in and out of these buildings? Okay, so the information that we've spoken about as well in this particular video and other videos, we must keep an open mind. Now, again, they explain something is affecting the Kuiper Belt in our solar system. Huge chunks of rock, huge asteroids. Are we witnessing again these heavenly bodies, Planet X, Nibiru, other objects of interest that are heading through the Kuiper Belt now, folks, heading into our solar system? The next video will be very interesting as well about these deep military underground bases. I'm going to look into this, research the information and provide a documentary for you all to see about what others are explaining. Now again, I get the information from other channels, I get the information from people's emails, and I find it fascinating. So we have the right just to speak out about this. Thank you again towards all of you in our community for watching this new video, and I am so pleased. I'm here to direct the information and I admire the community. I do this for you folks. It is interesting to be able to pick up and connect the information and speak out.